Hi everyone, welcome to another video. This video is going to be about how I studied in second year. This camera is not straight. I've got you balancing. Yeah, this video is going to be about my time in second year of medical school, how I studied, and yeah, how I got through the year basically. So in my medical school, as you know, I'm on the St George's course in Cyprus, and we have a 4-year course. It's quite similar to the American course in that the last 2 years are purely clinical. So in my second year, the way our course was structured, we had 5 weeks of placement, 5 weeks of PBL, which is problem-based learning, where we sit around a table and take turns going through learning objectives and discussing a case. So our course was structured like that, and that's how a whole year was. 5 weeks on placement, 5 weeks off. And the placements were GP, surgery, and medicine. All of them were really, really good. I really enjoyed T-year for that, and it was the best year for me because that's when I got engaged and got married at the end of T-year. So T-year was a good year. As I said, it's 5 weeks. So 5 weeks actually goes by really, really quickly, especially when you're enjoying yourself. And I think everybody enjoyed T-year. I didn't meet anyone that didn't enjoy T-year. It was really fun spending time in the private hospitals, and we got to do loads of different procedures. So when I was on medicine, I got to take bloods, put a cannula in. We spent time at the oncology centre, which was really interesting. Oh, that's when I really perfected my history taking skills and examinations, and I learned so much on my medicine placement. It was so good. And surgery was in Limassol, which was actually quite exciting. I stayed down there with 2 friends, and Limassol's on the coastal part of the island, so we could go to the beach and stuff. It was a really nice time. And I even managed to assist with intubating someone, and yeah, I learned a lot during that placement too. And surgery is not even something that I'm particularly interested in, and it was still such a good time. So I'd really say make the most of your T-year placements, because that's when you're excited, because it's the first time you're having a chunk of placement, and you get a break from PBL. So if you're on a PBL-based graduate medical course, or in America, you get a break from lectures and stuff like that, being on placement. So the way I studied was, on these placements, I would carry around a notebook, like most medical students do. And in this notebook, I would write every patient that I've seen and the condition that they've had. And then at the end of the day, I would go over each case and just make sure that I basically did a disease log for it. So understanding what the disease is, the pathophysiology, signs and symptoms, how you manage it, how you investigate it. So I would do that for every patient that I saw. And of course, it sounds like it's a lot, but if you're on surgery, everyone's coming in with pancreatitis, cholecystitis, appendicitis. So it's the same kind of sort of things that you're seeing. So if you saw maybe 20 to 30 patients, maybe like 5 would be one disease, the same disease, and another 5 would be the same disease. So, and a lot of them can group together. So if I saw 5 thyroid disease patients with different things, cancer, hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism or something, I could just group that together and just study thyroid disease. That's what I did. I've got my laptop here to make sure that I remember everything. I remember when I first started, especially with medicine, I felt like there was this massive abyss of knowledge that I just did not have, and everything went over my head for like the first couple of weeks. So I had no clue where to start. So I thought that I would start that way and just ease myself in. So from there, I felt a bit more confident doing questions, and I started questions very early on. Within the first month, I started doing questions, and I used a book called 500 Questions in Medicine. I'll insert that here. And I used another question bank, which was BMJ On Examination, and the same with Past Medicine. And I still use Past Medicine now in final year, but just the finals ones. So those were really, really good. And I also used the crash course books. I'll insert a picture of that here as well. So the crash course books were really good, just so I could gain, and I think I used them in CS year too, first year, just so I could gain a bit of background on a particular topic. So whether it was ophthalmology, if I saw a patient with eye issues and I just wanted to gain some understanding around that and answer a few questions, or medicine as a whole, like they've got a really good medicine one, and peds and obs and gynae just for my own interest, because you don't really go into too much depth with that in second year. But the crash course books are really good. It has a good endocrinology one. I really used that one thoroughly because my endocrinology was terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so bad at endocrinology. So I'm just making a note of this to add to the description bar. If you haven't checked out my first year video, go and check that out as well if you're still in first year, because some of the resources will even be relevant there for now. So, oh, my husband's calling me. Hello? I'm just filming a YouTube video. I can't remember where I was. I think I was talking about On Examination and Past Medicine. So those were the question banks that I used, and they were really good. So the crash course books as well, and websites. So I used patient.co.uk, which is a website for professionals, healthcare professionals, patients, and anyone really to look up diseases and gain further understanding of what conditions they might have or what conditions they might be treating if you're a doctor or a nurse. And there's just different sections for the sort of person you are. So I would look at the healthcare professionals one, of course, and they give a very detailed description, and it's all based on NICE guidelines and on NHS choices as well. So everything's on there, and it's really, really good. So I used that for writing lobs and things. I used my Oxford Handbook, which I mentioned before, Oxford Handbook of Clinical Medicine. I also used the NICE Guideline website. So I would go on that website if I could deal with the terrible UX that it has. They really need someone to come and sort it out to make the website more user-friendly, because it's terrible. Those are the websites I used. I used revision videos. So I was in T year back in 2015 to 2016, before my time off. So back then, Podmedics was free. And Podmedics were a selection of videos online that they're still available now, but you have to pay, that you could use. And they were a bit like, they were just educational videos on medical school, medicine, surgery, and relevant paediatrics and things like that for second year. So I thought it was great, and it didn't go too in depth, didn't go into too many specialisms. That's more of a third year thing. So I found that really, really helpful, and I would watch them like when I was in the bath. Oh, when I was in second year, I had a bath at home. Not like here in my studio where it's just a shower. Yeah, I would watch them in the bath. That's how sad I am. I always had to study. I was studying in the bath, and I would just leave it on the toilet and let it play out. And they're just good when you cannot be bothered to read anymore or do any more questions, and you just want to use osmosis to kind of get the knowledge in. That's what I did video-wise. I don't think I used any other videos. I used as well, this was actually while I was in my time off, but I think it would have been relevant for second year and very helpful for third year as well. But it was an OSCE aid revision course, and I went to, I think it was Whipps Cross Hospital, and it was an OSCE revision course put on by consultants and residents. I'm so used to saying residents here because of Cyprus, but specialty trainees. And it was so good. We went through like x-rays, we went through ABGs, and you were just put on the spot and had to do examinations in front of a group. And some people were in final year, some people were in second or third year. So I thought it was excellent. And I was a bit shy because everyone was more senior than me, even the other students. And I'd, of course, taken time off, so I was in my interruption of studies and not as fresh and sharp as they were, but I still found it really helpful. So I'm not sure if they still do it, but have a look for OSCE revision courses. I know that RSM do one, so that would be really helpful, I think. Lastly, which is probably the most invaluable one, is speak to people in the year above. So if you're in second year, you've got people in third and fourth year, and maybe even friends that are F1s now that remember what second year was like, remember what came up in OSCEs and exams, and you can go through with them and ask them what they remember, what they think you should focus on study-wise. Don't not waste time and study smart rather than just studying hard. So utilise all the people that you have, everyone that you know, the student room as well. I remember when I was trying to get into med school, that was something that I found really helpful, going on that website and seeing what other people had done to prepare for their med school applications and things like that. And people even talk about resources for when you're actually in medical school as well. So I hope this hasn't been too long-winded, and I hope it has been useful. If you're in second year, feel free to try these resources out. Let me know if they have been good for you or not. And if you're in CS year... Oh, hello? What? I'm never going to get through this video, but so many interruptions. Just got my lunch here, about to dig in before I head off to placement. But also Pathoma from first year, I reread all of my notes on that. That was really helpful. So yeah, stay tuned for the next one. It will be about third year studying for those of you that are in P year or MS3. And yeah, we'll catch up next time. See you guys.